Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to this week's SoulSpace podcast. We're on number 48. Yay.
Yay, I love it.
Yeah. And we are kind of matchy today again. I have
Yeah, black and white. Hey.
somewhere over here.
We never try, but it always works out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So today we're going to talk about releasing energy blocks to moving forward. A lot of people have trouble just moving forward in your life or in your business, um, moving to the next step. Sometimes that's scary and we want to stay in our comfort zone, and that can be really scary to try and jump out of that and move to the next phase or the next thing that you want to do or whatever that is. And we've been kind of talking about that for the last couple of weeks. So today we are going to talk about some more ways to move through that fear and get over it. Get over it. Just move on. Right?
Get over it, get through it, get under it. However,
Yeah,
you have
however
to
you
get
gotta do
past it.
it. Right. Yeah, just do it somehow, some way. Sometimes you just gotta jump off that safety point and get going. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So first
Yeah.
let's talk about some ways to use energy modalities and things that we know and that we use in our daily lives and our practices. So, ways we help clients doing that and help ourselves too, because just because we are holistic coaches doesn't mean that we're perfect or we don't go through the same things everybody else does, right? And
Of
if
course we do. We're human too.
yeah, we're human too. And um some people, sometimes you think, oh, you know this is my coach, she must be great at everything or must be able to do things. And or we get that imposter syndrome when we are thinking, well, we're not exactly where we should be yet, or whatever that is for you. But just know nobody's perfect, and we all are struggling through getting through the best we can. And
Right.
nobody's any better than anyone else. So um there are fun ways and easy ways to get through those blocks that you have, and it doesn't have to be hard or drudgery to get through it. And we are perfect proof of that, right?
Yeah. It can be fun, even.
Yeah, yeah,
Be fun.
yeah,
And it should be.
yeah, yeah. So, Carissa, do you want to take the first one on our list, because that's one of your favorite things, I know, and mine too, but I don't give myself enough time to do it always. But I know you're really good at allowing your time for meditation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So our first thing that we're going to talk about is meditation, and that is something that we've talked about more in depth on some of our other podcasts. But it's at the top of our list because it's one of the best things that you can do if you're looking to move forward, if you're looking to um, refocus, if you're looking to move through anything or feel better. It's one of the best techniques that you can use for yourself. And meditation can mean a whole lot of things. Meditation can be actually sitting down and listening to your breath and just breathing in and out and breathing in, focusing on that. It can be a meditation of doing. You can do a meditation of walking. A walking meditation can be super amazing for you and really help lift you up and also get your endorphins going as part of that. It can be a meditation of doing something that you like to do, or even cleaning tasks, something that kind of gets you focused in the now moment. It
Right.
helps you to let go of what's before and what's after. So you're not worrying about anything in that moment. You're just being in that one moment. And that's really what meditation's purpose is to get you into the now moment. So doing something that gets you there, because when you're in the now moment, there's no past, there's no future, there's just right now. And you're focused in the right now. And in the right now, the only thing that's happening is what's happening right now. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing going wrong. It's just, this is how I feel. I'm calm and I'm in the now. And that's one of the best places that you can be to move forward, because from there you can use that as a jumping off point to start feeling better, to start refocusing, to start your day anew, whatever it is that you're looking to do. So meditation is wonderful
Yeah.
if you're looking to move forward.
Yeah. I love that. And it's so true. I know I like a moving meditation, walking or doing the dishes in the morning. I love to do that. I save my supper dishes and do them in the morning while I'm waiting for the coffee to get ready. And it's just a really great time to be in that now. And one thing that Eckhart Tolle taught me, not personally, but on a class that I took of his, was like when the water is running in the sink, just be in that moment and watching the water and using all of your senses to feel that water, to smell the water, and that's a really good way to get right in the moment. And that one thing stuck with me out of a class that I took of his, and it's so good to just you forget everything else and just be there. And so yeah, I love meditation. I don't do it enough, but I love it. When I do, I always think, why don't I do this more often? Why don't I make time to do it every day? And so I'll get there sometime, at least, even if you do it a couple times a week really helps. And I
Makes
usually
a huge
manage
difference.
to do it. Yeah, I usually manage to do it one day a week at least, but yeah, when I walk, I do, I guess, but not I'm in the moment when I'm walking outside, and I do that often. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Right. Right. Like I said, the sitting meditation is obviously very, very helpful. But if
Yeah.
you could find a way to get that mindfulness is really the hot button word that they use for that
Right.
form of meditation where you're in the moment
Yeah.
doing things. If you can get that into your regular day in some
Yeah.
way, that's worth it. And it makes me think about the old cliche, stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what they're talking about, is when you stop and you smell the roses, you're in that moment, you're using your senses, oh, I love the smell of roses. And that's all you're really thinking about. That's really what it is a practice of mindfulness. And so when we talk about old cliches, they exist usually for a reason.
Right.
And this
Yeah.
is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been listening to a book, and the author talked about using the I am, just say I am and repeat that over and over. I am, I am. So I've been using that for the last probably 2 weeks. And any moment that I start to feel frustrated or I start to get antsy or even anxiety creeps up a little or I get nervous or frustrated or anything, I'm remembering to just sit back and take a couple of breaths and do I am. And that really has helped. It's been a cool experience to do that. Even if it's not, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's just a minute or, even 30 seconds to just take a couple breaths and do I am. And that really is a cool way to move forward a little bit. You're getting through that emotion right in the moment, and it's helped me a lot so far, so I love that one.
And I love mantras now that you bring that up. And
Yeah.
that's really useful, especially for someone who's starting out meditation practice. Guided meditation or using mantras can be super useful, because what mantras do is they help you to focus in. And so then that helps to bring you into the now. There's a lot of people that have like the racing mind or the thoughts that keep popping in. If they're trying to do a sitting meditation, yep. And that's super common for people that are beginning too. And for people that, that have been practicing for a long time, you still
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah.
But when you do a mantra in your mind, you're focusing on that one thing, that one phrase, that one word, or whatever it is that you're using. And that brings your mind into this moment and keeps your mind busy so
Yeah.
that you can relax into your meditation. And so I love mantras, whether you do just simple, like one word or a simple phrase like I am, or you do any of the Sanskrit mantras. They're all wonderful.
They are, yeah. And Wayne Dyer has a really good meditation, getting in the gap, and he kind of uses the mantras in there, and that's a really good. I used that one a lot when I was first starting out meditating, and that's a really good. And he has such a calming voice too, so that helps. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like to listen to Deepak Chopra also.
yeah,
He has some really good ones, and he has a meditation app now as
yeah,
well. A new one that came out, I think, last year or so.
yeah.
And I love that. And one of my favorite mantras to use is, it's a Sanskrit one. It's Samprati Hum.
Mm,
And I just love that one. It just kind of, it's like uplifting, and it has like a rhythm to it as you're saying it. I just love it.
yeah, that's good. Um, yeah, those are all good. And Deepak, I love his voice too. His voice is good to meditate to.
Super
All
soothing.
depends
Yeah.
on the voice for me. If I don't like the voice, I can't listen to it. Some people are that have recorded meditations have such a good meditation, but if the voice rubs me the wrong way, I can't do
Right.
it.
Right.
So
Like Sylvia Brown had wonderful meditations,
yeah,
but she kind of had a rougher voice, so
right.
she didn't really have like the rhythm of meditations. But if
Yeah,
I listen to what the meditation is and then I do it on my own, it's great.
yeah.
Another one, another person that I love their meditations is Diana Lang. It's not really someone a lot of people know, but she has just such
Okay.
soothing, perfect voice for meditations.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of great ones out there. And if you don't like the voice, try and record it yourself and listen to your own voice. Some people don't like to do that either, but you can find a voice that fits you. Yeah, so good.
Absolutely.
The next one on our list is Reiki, something that is very close to both of us. We're both Reiki masters and teachers and love everything about Reiki. One of the biggest things that Reiki has helped me with is anxiety, and helping me to calm down and to release a lot of the blocks that were holding me back from a lot of things in my life when I first learned it. And so that is something to try. There's a lot of Reiki practitioners out there everywhere. And a lot of people learn it just for themselves to help themselves, because it really does strengthen your connection to God or that higher power, whatever you call that for yourself. At least for me and most of my students that was the big feedback from classes, whether it was that it really strengthened their connection. And and so Reiki is one of the best things to use to get rid of blocks on it. It can help in a lot of different levels, your emotional, physical, and spiritual level. So it works on all of those. So you can try it with a certain intention in mind or intention in mind, go into a session that you want and tell the practitioner that's helping you that is your intention, to release the blocks, and they will help you with that. It works on your chakra system, so it can really help those chakras that are, maybe you have something in your root chakra, you don't have a strong foundation, or you're struggling with some of your main core values or something like that. It can help you with those. So if you know about chakras, you can ask your practitioner too to explain it to you, and what chakras are for different things, and maybe you have a block in one of those chakras, or your chakra is spinning backwards or spinning the wrong color or something like that. And Reiki can really help balance those chakras out and do a lot of good for on a lot of different levels of your being. So yeah, it's really good.
Obviously, Reiki is something that's very near and dear to both of us. Something I use on myself almost daily.
Yeah.
Personally, anytime I have aches or pains, sore muscles, I feel
Mhm.
tired, any kind of symptom that's physical, or maybe I'm mentally tired, or I'm getting headaches or migraines or anything like that, I
Yeah.
always use Reiki on myself, and it always helps.
Yeah. Always, always.
Always.
Yeah, it's so good. So good on so many different levels. And, it's sometimes hard to explain what it feels like or what it's doing, but the best thing you can do is find a practitioner and have a session because you'll never regret it. It
No.
always helps in a way. And one thing about Reiki is it'll go to where you need it most first, and it just kind of peels things away like an onion, and it gets to the root cause after a few sessions, and it will really help you in so many different ways. Yeah.
One of the best things about Reiki too is um, you can do Reiki sessions in person, or you can do distance sessions,
Yeah.
because energy doesn't have a limit as
Right.
to how far it can travel. And so that's what's wonderful is I've done plenty of distance Reiki sessions for people, clients and people I know. And that always helps too. They're like, oh my gosh, it feels so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know my dad is always like, my knee hurts. Can you do your woo woo thing? And I was like, okay, Dad, sure.
Yeah.
If you mean Reiki, then yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Dad, I can do that for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool to know that even people that don't really understand it, or sometimes don't even really believe in it, it still will work for them. And it's so cool to see that that they can be open to something that is a little bit different than what they're used to. I know I have had those experiences too, Yeah, you can try it, but I'm going to prove you wrong, I'm going to prove to you that it doesn't work. And then the pain is gone and they're like, oh my God, how does that happen? you
Yeah,
know?
right.
So yeah, I've had a couple of fun experiences with relatives on that one.
It is. It is really fun. And like you said, Reiki always makes you feel better. It brings you back into balance. And
Yeah.
that's what's really important is, anything that's going on where you're not feeling quite right is you're out of balance. And that's
Mhm.
what Reiki does, is it really rebalances your body's energies, really rebalances um, your thoughts, rebalances and brings you back into fully into your body, and it just helps you to feel better too. I always feel much lighter
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
I do Reiki or have a full session.
Right. Yeah, and it goes in and removes those blocks that are in your energy field when we get stressed or, you know, sick or not feeling good or feeling off. That's because you have a block in your energy. So Reiki will go in and remove those blocks so that your energy is flowing the way it should. And it's such a great feeling to have that lightness and brightness again after a session. It's
Right. And
awesome.
your energy is always shifting. It's always changing.
Yeah.
Every day is a little bit different. And so you might clear up blockages on your own as well.
Yeah.
But what Reiki does is it really brings you back into full balance. And that's why it's so useful as a technique.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And our next one is another favorite thing to talk for both of us is crystals and rocks.
We love our
Crystals.
crystals.
Yes, yes, yes. Mm. So, go ahead and you tell your little bit about your experiences, and I'll tell a little bit about mine. How about that?
Right. So, there's a lot of things that you can do with crystals. We both do full crystal healing sessions,
Yeah.
and Reiki with crystals. You're um, more of the master with crystal Reiki than I am, but I love crystal healing sessions, and that's something that I'm super adept at.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I do them together, but I haven't had classes like you have. So I teach classes.
Yeah.
um, and read lots of books. So there's a lot of things you can do with crystals, and we've talked about a lot of those before.
Mm-hmm.
You can carry crystals with you, and that helps you to balance your energies and feel better and lift you up in different ways. You can meditate with crystals. That's a really, really good one. I always suggest that.
That's
You can either like have a crystal in front of you, you can hold one in your hand. I personally love to hold them in my hand when
mhm.
I'm meditating because that really, to me, feels good. And I can just feel its soothing energy helping me and helping me to focus. You can even focus on the crystal as your focal point when you're meditating, whatever works best for you. Um, there's something that I really like to do with a particular crystal. It's called selenite, and that's one that we both love. So this is
Yeah.
selenite. This is a selenite wand. Check that out, huh? Um, Selenite is a pretty delicate crystal. It's one that is water soluble, so never try to wash it. It's
Yeah.
a bad move. But selenite is wonderful. It does a lot of things. It's very high vibe stone. Um, I use it to clear my other crystals and charge them up again. Um, when I don't do it just by myself. This itself is what they call selenite wand. It's just basically like just a long piece of selenite, right? Something simple. Um, but one thing that you can do, especially if you're looking to release particular things, people, situations, is you can use this to cut negative cords.
Yeah.
And so there's really simple things that you can do. One thing is to just move it along your body and just with the intention, setting intention is always really important. Just setting the intention to cut all of your cords that are negative, things that are sapping your energy or keeping you in certain situations or connected to certain people, and just use it to go through your whole body and each part of you and to release those cords. I always feel a lot lighter when I do that. Selenite also makes me feel really good and happy. It always lifts me up whenever I hold it. So, like when I went downstairs and grabbed this, and now I've been holding it. All I want to do is smile because it just feels so good. It's such a feel good stone. If you're somebody who has high energy already, you might notice it makes you a little bit too hyperactive. Everybody's a little bit different. So it'll calm some people, it'll energize others. So just kind of see how you react to it. But if you're looking to cut cords, or you feel like you're being weighed down by people, situations, or whatever, that can be a really useful thing to do. Is just intend to cut those cords and
Yeah.
release them, let them go. And that's just a really simple thing that anybody can do.
Yeah.
It's all about intention and selling. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is one of the best clearing stones out there, I think. And I use it when I'm working on someone with Reiki. I will swoop it over them after I'm done, just to kind of smooth out their aura and get everything back into place where it should be. It's and cut those cords or anything like that. It's such a good stone. And it really calls in angel energy, so it's a very high vibe, like you said, and very connected to the angels. It's a good to have in your car too for protection when you're driving. It's a
Mm,
protection stone. We used to do a copper wire around them so you could hang them by your mirror, and those are really cool to have. Yeah,
I do have one of those
awesome.
from your shop.
Oh,
Of
cool. Cool.
course I do.
Yeah,
I
of
used
course.
to wear it as a necklace, but then I was like, woo, all the time. So I was like,
Yeah,
well, you know,
yeah, it
people can
is.
only take so much enthusiasm today.
Right. Sometimes you gotta take them in small doses.
Mm,
Yeah.
right.
Quartz is another one that's really good to help you. Quartz is one that you can program, so you can set your intention with that and make it your stone for helping you move forward. It's a great, great stone for that and very, very powerful. Um, well, quartz is one of my favorite things. I say that about every stone. I catch myself, but quartz really was my first love of stones. That was the stone that got me into being a rock hound or, you know, a rock geek.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good for everything. And you can use it for anything, whatever you set that intention for, it'll help you with. And it really good one too to meditate with, and it can tell you stories. that might be getting a little too woo-woo for you, but it really does hold information and helps with a lot of different things. And, it's scientifically proven, so we can't
Yes.
really go back on that. Yeah, it's a good stone. Amethyst is another one that is a really good stone for helping you with anxiety, helping you to calm down if you get too overwhelmed or too, um, feeling out of sorts or depressed or anything like that. Amethyst is a really good one. Uh,
It
it's a
also helps with sleep.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very, very calming stone and awesome to help you maybe to calm down and get clarity on what you're doing or, how you want to move forward and what you want to do, what your next step is. It would be a good stone to meditate with an amethyst with that intention to have your next step laid out in front of you. So really good. Yeah. Any
Absolutely.
any other ones you can think of that are good for that?
Well, lots.
Lots. Yeah,
Lots. I mean, one that comes to mind again in the quartz family is citrine,
yeah.
and we both love citrine, and it's good for many, many things. But it's known a lot as like a manifestation stone. So if you're working on focusing on moving forward towards your hope streams, the things that you want in your life, that's a really good one to have with you, carry with you, meditate on. It's also really helpful for electronic fog and EMFs and protecting your body and your energy from that. So, like when you're carrying your phone around or you're wearing your watch and all of that stuff, it just strengthens your body's energy to have citrine with you as well. So, that
Mhm.
can be useful if you're feeling run down or tired. It can kind of be that little bit of a boost and protection for you from all of that stuff that's always around us
Yeah,
as well. So, it's
yeah,
like a 1, 2, 3 punch
right.
good stone to have with you.
Yeah. Yeah, citrine is really good if you tend to take on other people's energy too. It will really help protect your energy. And just like with EMFs or anything like that, or other people too. So use citrine whenever you're feeling that um bombardment of other people's energy towards you. And that can be a block to not moving forward too, is other people are holding you back, maybe other people's ideas or thoughts about what you're doing or what you want to do. Sometimes it's better to kind of keep your dreams to yourself a little bit until you're rocking and rolling on them because that can hinder your plans and can hinder their other people's thoughts and feelings about it might um you might feel that or they might just come out and tell you that's a dumb idea or whatever. you know
Yeah.
you, you don't want to always reveal your whole dream to somebody and have them stomp it out before you even get a chance to feel it out and know that it can be yours.
Right. You never know what people are going to say. And so
Right.
um, sometimes it's better to keep things, close to your cuff before until you have it fully ready to
Yeah,
be manifested and created.
yeah, for sure. Another one is acupuncture. There are a lot of acupuncturists out there too. They can help with so many different things. And that's another one. If you have an intention for what you want to work on with an acupuncturist, they can figure out what meridians and pressure points or acupuncture points to do to help you get through that block. Um, I've tried acupuncture a couple times and it's really helped me on some things. Um, I know, yeah, I don't know if you have or not, Carissa, but
I haven't done acupuncture. No, I've had some acupressure um,
yeah,
done by a friend of ours, but not acupuncture itself. I've
yeah,
always been interested. I just haven't done it yet.
yeah, yeah. It's cool to try. Okay. What's next on our list?
All right. So next we have yoga, and I personally love yoga. And yoga it's not just an exercise, it's a practice. And so a lot of people get confused by that, but yoga practice is really about the whole person,
Mhm.
the whole body, and it includes meditation and movement and a whole philosophy of being. But even if you just do yoga, for the physical benefits, that's enough as well. So think about that. So you're moving your body is one of the most important things that you can do, because that helps also move the flow of energies in your body. It also helps loosen up those tight muscles, and so you feel better.
Mhm.
A lot of people, when they have aches and pains, sometimes it's even just sore muscles and they don't realize it, or muscles that they haven't moved in a while, and so you're out of alignment. And so by using purposeful movement, you can help yourself to feel better in all of the ways. And it's kind of like Reiki in the fact that it rebalances your body, it rebalances your mind, it helps you to feel overall better. And bonuses, you get more fit. Who
Right?
doesn't like that?
Yeah, I love yoga too. It's so awesome. It feels so good on your body and your mind. It helps you be in the moment, and it just is a really good overall helpful thing to do and to practice. Practice
Yes.
is the good word of the day. Yeah.
The thing I like about it is that there's a lot of different types of yoga too.
Yeah.
So anybody can do it.
Mhm.
And for me, one of my favorite types is vinyasa yoga or flow yoga. So it's like the constant movement from one position to the next, to the next, to the next. I just feel like it really just loosens everything up. Feels so good.
Yeah, it is good. It's good, a good stretching technique and a good, even there's breathing techniques with yoga to breathe out one nostril and in the other. That's another good way to meditate and do yoga, that type of yoga at the same time. Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of breathing techniques in yoga. They
Mhm.
have breathing techniques for pretty much anything that you want to achieve. The one you're talking about, I think, is for increased energy.
Yeah.
And so
I
there's so
remember.
many good things. So if you start looking into it, I think you'll get more and more interested in it and how it can help you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, next is sound therapy. And Carissa has a demo for that today. Uh,
Oh my
here-
gosh, I love sound. I love sound. I'm getting so into like sound therapy and sound work right now. Jonathan Goldman is like my spirit animal right now. Such a silly thing to say, but I love him and his work, and he was such a pioneer in using sound as a therapy and using it like Reiki to rebalance the whole self. Um, and so I don't have tuning forks today, which is really what he uses the most, or anything. But I do have my mini singing bowl. I couldn't find my big singing bowl because Lord knows I didn't unpack from the last big expo I did.
oh,
So I have my small one. So one of the ways that you can do sound therapy is singing bowls, and they have them all sorts of different sizes and out of different types of material and things like that. They're not very expensive to get. Mine is out of like a hammered metal, it's brass, and I love these ones. This is one of my favorite types where it's the hammered metal. They just sing so beautifully. So I don't have my good striker. I just have this one. So I'm not going to make it fully sing, but I'm going to just kind of strike it a few times. So hopefully you guys can hear this. Sometimes Zoom will try to take out the noise, but I'm going to give it a shot. All right, here we go.
can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
I can't, no, but maybe you can on the recording. Who knows?
So hopefully we can hear it. If you can't hear it on the recording, well, I don't know what to say about that. But these are wonderful. They sound wonderful.
Yeah.
They feel really good, and people do sound baths with them and things like that. So you can have a tool like that, and that's wonderful. Um, but a really good thing that you can do is humming.
Mm.
So humming is something I'm really getting into as a healing technique. And I love it. And all you have to do is know how to hum. All of us know how to hum. We do it almost automatically, right?
Yeah.
And it's really about humming with intention. And so that's something to look into. The Humming Effect is one of the books that I'm reading right now, and that's by Jonathan Goldman, of course. Um, and so look into that technique if you're interested in being able to maybe work on certain parts of your body, or even just feeling better. It's also a boost for the immune system. So look into that.
That sounds good. Um, the next one is EFT, and we're going to do some EFT today on live. We'll do some releases. It stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it really helps clear blocks out that are holding you back or whatever it is. You can do it on anything, really. Physical pain, emotional stuff. I did it one time when I first learned about it, to take away cravings for chocolate, and it worked. Worked so good that I didn't eat chocolate for a long time. It was really good. So that was the thing that made me believe in it, that it worked. I told myself, okay, if this stuff works, it'll take away my craving for chocolate. So I did it on the chocolate, and yeah, it worked really well. Very good.
I love it.
Yeah. So we'll do some after we finish this list here. Next is aromatherapy, something that we're both love to use too. I use oils almost every day for one thing or another, and helping you relieve blocks in whatever, getting through things, getting through fears or physical pain or anything like that. Oils are really good for. One of the best ones that you can use for almost anything is lavender. And lavender is good for kids, adults, older generation, whatever. Anybody can use lavender. And that's a really good calming oil, good for anxiety, good for mosquito bites,
Yes.
cut on your finger, whatever it is. But there is a way to use lavender too to help you release blocks for moving forward, for doing things that you want to do, and that is to put it right on the top of your head. And whether you use a mist or else just put a little drop on your finger and put it in your head, you could also do it on your third eye. Really good to help you move forward with things. Yeah. Frankincense is another good one, for anxiety, for depression, for opening up into, it's a real high spiritual oil. So that one is really good to help you make decisions, help you have clarity, help you it would be a really good one to meditate with. Maybe put a drop in your hand and smell it before you start meditating, or while you're breathing in, you'll smell it. You could put it in your diffuser, so while you meditate, you'll get it. It's a real high vibe oil, not to make you, high vibe, but it is to help you reach different heights in your spirituality. So really good one for that.
Yeah, it doesn't make you like energized necessarily,
No.
because I use frankincense in my diffuser at night,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
sleep like a baby. So
Yeah. It's really good for that. Yeah. Yep. Another good one is peppermint, and that one will probably give you energy. It is a good one to use to awaken or make you more awake. It's good for pain too, physical pain or bug bites too. A lot for physical pain, it's really good for.
spiders hate it, which is a bonus for me.
Yeah, spiders hate it. And so do mice if you put it on a cotton ball
Yes.
in your drawers or in your cupboards or wherever they come in. Really helps keep them away in your camper.
Yeah,
Getting off the subject of what we're talking about, but oils are good for everything. And we'll do a more intense podcast on oils sometime. We have done
absolutely.
a little bit, but
We did aromatherapy in particular
yeah,
um once, but we haven't really done
a deep,
oils
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Mm.
Breath work we kind of talked about with meditation, just relieve stress. And we did a podcast on breath work. So go find that if you want to learn more about that. But that's another good way to help you release blocks is breath work. And the
Absolutely.
last one on our list is journaling. And that is really good too, to get your thoughts down on paper, and your emotions, what you're experiencing. It once you see it on paper, you can figure it out a lot better, a lot easier. And you know, write what your thoughts are, write down your hopes and dreams. When you are making goals, it's better to write them down because you see them, they're physical then, and you're more apt to achieve those goals if you write them down first.
Right. And one of my favorite things that we've done recently when we did the Magic book study. The
Mhm.
Magic is a book by Rhonda Byrne.
Yeah.
Um, you know, having the gratitude journal was really wonderful, and that's something that can really help you to move forward. And for me, my one of my favorite techniques in that book that she brings up is the magical to-do list. And I am using that constantly right now, still using it. I added to it today
Cool.
because things are happening on my magical to-do list and it's delightful.
Yeah.
So journaling works in all sorts of different ways. And so make it your own. It doesn't have to be, you know, everything that you did today. It can be lists, it can be things that make you excited, it can be stories from your life, it can be, like you said, hopes and dreams and goals. Make it your own, make it fun, make it something enjoyable for yourself. And
Yeah.
that's why I like the gratitude so much, is because I enjoy writing the things that I appreciate and that I feel grateful for. And that makes me feel good every day. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, gratitude journaling is the best thing to help you move forward. It's really, really good. And the magic book is amazing. So if you haven't
it's
read it
really,
yet, read it.
if we haven't made enough plugs for it yet in our podcast, here's another
Yeah, yeah, for
one.
sure.
Magical to-do list is magically coming true. So whoop, whoop.
Yay. That's awesome.
Such a nerd. Love it.
Hmm. Okay, so that is our list of things to help you, but now we're going to do some EFT to really focus in on those blocks and help release them and getting you moving forward and doing what you want to do and what you know you can do, right? Mhm. So EFT is just a tapping method. You'll tap and we'll guide you. We'll do oh, I think there's 10 or 20 of them that we'll do. So you can start out on the karate chop and then you start on eyebrow, side of the eye, and I'll say it every time we do them. And we'll just go along and tap, tap, tap. And what it does, it's kind of like acupressure, acupuncture. It's working on those meridian points and it's helping to release the blocks that are in there energetically. So it's allowing again, your energy to flow freely and move through. And then you're going to feel good and you're going to be able to release those things easily that are holding you back. So first we'll do the karate chop point, and you just tap lightly. You can use all your fingers or two fingers, whatever feels good to you. And it doesn't matter what side you're tapping on. Just go with it. Okay, so even though I feel afraid to take the next step, I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I may be afraid to take the next step, I deeply accept myself.
Okay. And you can think them in your own mind with us, or, say them out loud if you want. And we'll move to the next one. And the eyebrow. So even though I have this fear of failure holding me back, I choose to release it now.
Even though I have this fear of failure holding me back, I choose to release it now.
Excellent. And the side of the eye, even though I'm scared of the unknown, I am open to embracing new opportunities and growth.
Can't remember what you said.
I'll say it again. Even though I'm scared of the unknown, I am open to embracing new opportunities and growth.
Even though I'm scared of the unknown, I'm open to embracing new opportunities and growth.
Awesome. I have them on my screen here so I can see them. um, Here we go again. Under the nose, I release the fear that is stopping me from moving forward in my life and business.
I release the fear that is stopping me from moving forward in my life and business.
And you could say my job or whatever. Add in your own words there if you want. Okay, now under the chin, I let go of all doubts and uncertainties that are blocking my path to success.
I let go of all doubts and uncertainties that are blocking my path to success.
And then you do collarbone. And you can do two hands here or one, whichever feels good to you. I choose to trust in my abilities and the journey ahead, releasing all fears that hinder my progress.
I choose to trust in my abilities and the journey ahead, releasing all fears that hinder my progress.
Awesome.
I
Okay.
realize I have it written down too.
Then we're going to do under the arm. I release the fear of making mistakes and instead welcome them as opportunities to learn and grow.
I release the fear of making mistakes and instead welcome them as opportunities to learn and grow.
Okay. And then top of the head, I release any past failures or setbacks that are influencing my fear of moving forward.
I release my past failures or setbacks that are influencing my fear of moving forward.
And then the side eyebrow again. I release the need for perfection and allow myself to progress at my own pace.
I release the need for perfection and allow myself to progress at my own pace.
And then side of the eye, I am worthy of success and I release all fears that suggest otherwise.
I am worthy of success and I release all fears that suggest otherwise.
Okay, and then we're going to go to the first one again, but on the top of the head. And take a deep breath, even though I feel afraid to take the next step, I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel afraid to take the next step, I deeply and completely accept myself.
And then take a deep breath, blow it out. And then shake it up a little bit. It's always good to move and get that energy moving again when you're doing energy work like this. So don't be afraid to move around a little bit. Okay, so here's the next round. And these are kind of more about being overwhelmed with things and not knowing where to start or how to start. Some people need that how. So this will help release those things. So let's start on the karate chop again. Even though I feel overwhelmed by all the tasks I need to do to move my business forward, I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel overwhelmed by all the tasks I need to do to move my business forward, I deeply, completely accept myself.
Okay, and then eyebrow. Even though I fear taking the first steps because of the uncertainty ahead, I choose to trust in my abilities and potential for success.
Even though I fear taking the first steps because of the uncertainty ahead, I choose to trust my abilities and potential for success.
And side of the eye, even though I feel stuck and unsure of how to proceed, I release this feeling of overwhelm and open myself up to clarity and motivation.
Even though I feel stuck and unsure of how to proceed, I release this feeling of overwhelm and open myself up to clarity and motivation.
Good. And now under the eye, even though the thought of starting something new in my business makes me anxious, I choose to breathe deeply and believe in my capability to overcome challenges.
Even though the thought of starting something new in my business makes me anxious, I choose to breathe deeply and believe in my capability to overcome challenges.
Good. And then under the nose, even though I doubt my skills and knowledge in taking the first steps, I choose to acknowledge my strengths and embrace the learning process.
Even though I doubt my skills and knowledge in taking the first steps, I choose to acknowledge my strengths and embrace the learning process.
Okay. Collarbone. Even though
Good.
the fear of failure holds me back from moving forward, I release this fear and allow myself to take small, manageable steps towards my goals.
Even though the fear of failure holds me back from moving forward, I release this fear and allow myself to take small, manageable steps towards my goals.
Okay, and under the arm, even though the pressure of success weighs heavily on me, I choose to let go of perfectionism and focus on progress and growth.
Even though the pressure of success weighs heavily on me, I choose to let go of perfectionism and focus on progress and growth.
Okay. And then top of the head again. Even though I feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work ahead, I choose to break it down into smaller tasks and tackle them one at a time.
Even though I feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work ahead, I choose to break it down into smaller tasks and tackle them one at a time.
Okay, and the eyebrow again. Even though I worry about what others may think of my business decisions, I release the need for external validation and trust in my own judgment.
Even though I worry about what others may think of my business decisions, I release this need for external validation and trust in my own judgment.
And then side of the eye. Even though I struggle with self-doubt and hesitation, I choose to affirm my worth and step into my power as a business owner.
Even though I struggle with self doubt and hesitation, I choose to affirm my worth and step into my power as a business owner.
Okay, and let's go back to the first one. Do the top of the head again. Even though I feel overwhelmed by all the tasks I need to do to move my business forward, I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel overwhelmed by all the tasks I need to do to move my business forward, I deeply and completely accept myself.
And a deep breath. Awesome. Hopefully that helps you feel a little better, a little lighter, a little more less scared to move forward, a little less overwhelmed. I know tapping always works well for me. And you can do tapping with essential oils too, so you can smell that as you're doing it. And that's a really good way to kind of zhuzh it up a little. Mm.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not? That's good. So, any last thoughts, Carissa, for you?
I think, one of the most important things to remember is that as long as you hold the intention that you want to move forward in your life, you can, and you will, and you'll begin, even if you just do one step.
Yeah.
One step forward is one step forward, and that will lead to the next, which will lead to the next, which will lead to the next. So just get the ball rolling in a way that feels easy and comfortable for you. Choose one of these techniques, choose something that we've talked about before, or choose something that works really well for you. Just remember that if your intention is to move forward in your life, you'll start moving forward in your life, no matter how it feels in this moment. If you set that intention and you make that decision, you're already there. You're already moving forward.
Yeah. So, so true. Just take those steps, even if it's baby steps, and you'll be on your way. Right? Okay,
Yes.
Krista, where can we find you on the interwebs?
On the interwebs, I am on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. We're collectively on Facebook at our SoulSpace. And then I have a Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. And Tracy, where can we find you if people want to look you up directly?
I am at inspiredsignals.com and also on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals. All right. Well, we will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope you'll take those little baby steps to get to your dreams and goals.
Absolutely. Just keep chugging forward, guys. You got this.
Yeah, for sure. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.